Hello, Eddie. We're in for another drink with Eddie Irvine, and I just want to mention at the beginning we have a new big drink sponsor in Formula One, Heineken. We're having Salzburger Hofbräu today. You're on some other beer. We are completely open to product placement. I just wanted to mention that in one of the episodes. So, Mr. Heineken, your PR guy, if he's watching, contact us. Eddie, I want to talk about Max Verstappen. A couple of weeks ago, we had the race in Spa, which was discussed pretty controversially, what he did, particularly the one with Kimi at the Camel Straight. I don't even know if you've seen it.
I did actually. I watched Spa because I was just in the house and came on and thought, wow, I'll watch Spa because it's a great circuit. For me, the person that was completely to blame for that accident, if there was anybody, was Kimi, because he obviously braked way, way too early. Because for Max to be able to get up the inside him from that far back to make the corner without locking a wheel, it meant Kimi was asleep, you know. And then Vettel gave Kimi enough room on the inside, obviously not realizing there was actually two cars on the inside, which there was no way for him to know. So no one was to blame except Kimi was asleep, braking way, way too early.
Yeah, but I don't know if you were talking about the same incident. You know, the one that was discussed, I think the most heated was the one where Verstappen changed direction on the way to Les Combes.
Okay, that one, yeah, that was a bit naughty. And people are saying, oh, it's a young guy getting stuck in, but the thing is, everyone would drive like that if they were allowed. The problem is the FIA have stopped everybody driving like that. And now, you know, all the journalists are going, oh, Verstappen's, you know, young and hungry, and he's showing these guys, they're all old guys, not wanting to get stuck in. But they've all been on the receiving end of penalties for driving like that. They know that's not allowed. And now it is allowed because it's, you know, this young hot guy. We got to make it entertaining. So for me, that it was a bit naughty. All the drivers will drive with the guy if they want them to. That's not an issue. It's no big deal. It's dirty, in my opinion. It's very dangerous. It's not difficult to do. It's not impressive. I don't know. The kid's done a few good maneuvers, but that was definitely not one of them.
Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting that most of the superstars of Formula One, Senna, Schumacher comes to mind, Lewis as well, they always steer controversy with their driving ethics at some point. You've been Michael's teammate at Jerez 97, the incident with Jacques Villeneuve that made Jacques world champion. I looked it up, you were fifth in that race, but what's probably more interesting to our readers, to our viewers, to be correct, what was going on in the Ferrari garage afterwards when Michael came back? We never really heard that story.
It was a really dirty move. You know, Michael did it instinctively. He knew he had lost the race. He had lost the championship. It was a great move by Jack. That was, you know, I never really thought Jack was the most talented driver in the world, but he had huge balls. You know, he pulled off some fantastic maneuvers. You know, the maneuver around the outside of Michael at Estoril.
Yeah.
This maneuver, you know, coming from so far back, it was fantastic. So it was, you know, listen, everybody knew that Michael was not the cleanest of drivers. They knew he wasn't particularly fair. You know, and that's why the stewards are there to try and make it fair so that there are rules for the drivers to abide, so that otherwise it turns into a demolition derby, you know. But I think they went too far, and they're coming back because it got so boring. Every time the driver tried an overtaking maneuver and he made a mistake, it was like, all right, penalty, da-di-da-di-da-di-da. So I think they're trying to come back from that because they, you know, they really made Formula One very boring, and it really constricted the drivers. So they just need to figure out what's really the case, you know, where the line is, because the line has been reset, in my opinion, at Spa, because what Verstappen did would have been illegal at any other time, and it would have been illegal that day if Kimi had just hit the back of them and went up in the air. So on that one, Verstappen was completely wrong. The first corner, I think he did a fantastic job. I think he's a bit wild, but he is young. Like, he does a lot of stuff that doesn't really make that much sense if you look at the end result.
Yeah,
it's cost him more than it was delivered, probably, but it's good for viewers. And he, you know, as he gets older and he pays the price of being impetuous, he'll get rid of that. Whether he's a Schumacher, Senna, I think it's way too early. You know, I don't remember Senna and Schumacher getting beaten so consistently by their teammate.
Yeah.
In their first year. You know, I think people are getting a bit slightly carried away. Yeah. Guy's very good, but Senna, Schumacher, that's big boots to fill.
Yeah, but let's stick with Jerez 97, Eddie. You didn't really answer the question. Do you remember what was going on in the garage?
No, I don't. You know, we knew there was a problem because it was a very dirty maneuver, and it was just in the hands of. It was out of Ferrari's control, you know, because now it was with the FIA. So it was just how serious the penalty would be. They knew there was going to be a penalty. It was just how serious it was going to be.
When Michael fucked up, I mean, it didn't happen a lot, but it happened a couple of times. Inside Ferrari, did anyone have the balls to go against Michael and tell him, man, you fucked up? Or was it, you don't ever criticize Michael?
They didn't in front of me. I never heard them ever criticizing Michael. Like, sometimes, you know, when he asked me to do certain stuff and I just looked at him and I goes, I'm sorry, I ain't doing that. And people looked, you know, and no one said anything, you know, but I don't know if Todd would have taken him aside afterwards, you know, because Todd was a fantastic boss. You know, he would always do the right thing. Very seldom did I see Todd handle a situation badly, if at all. I can't remember one situation he handled badly.
Yeah. Do you think Jerez 97 and a couple of years later, a similar thing happened at Rascas in Monaco? You weren't driving anymore, but I'm sure you remember. Michael never really admitted he did it on purpose. Do you think he should have?
I think he should have. Sorry, I screwed up. But it seems the way of the world. You look at Hillary Clinton, you know, you look at these people, these politicians, they all just, it seems the way of the world. You just keep deny. It's like you get caught in bed with a woman, you know, you just, the three rules are, you know, deny. And it seems the rule of the world today. It's bizarre. People can't go, you know what, I screwed up, I'm sorry.
They've seen it anyway, I mean.
Yeah, like Rascas was ridiculous, you know, but that was, I don't know, that was, you know, Michael was, you know, whenever you get to that level and you sycophants, you know, they gravitate towards you and you end up, it's very hard to have people around that don't go along with what you think when it's so easy to have people around that do agree with what you think. It's much more pleasant to have everyone agree with you, but it doesn't really make you go forward and improve. So, yeah, you know, listen, Senna was no angel. Michael was no angel. I was no angel, although I think it was a bigger angel than them two were.
What was the worst thing? What was the worst thing you did on track, Eddie, in terms of racing ethics?
Well, I deliberately punted Warwick off in Suzuka, you know, because he chopped me completely illegally, tried to push me off the road. So I went, all right, you want to be dirty? And I just hit him up the bum and pushed him into the sand trap in my first Grand Prix. So I did it, and it was against the rules, but he completely deserved it, you know, because he was completely out of order the lap before.
Yeah. Finally, it's big quoting interviews day today, obviously. There was an interesting one with Nico Rosberg about his time with Michael at Mercedes. And he said Michael was playing games all over, not only on the racetrack. For example, there's one anecdote where Michael would occupy the toilet before qualifying, so Nico had to pee into a bucket. Another one is the car number thing. that the one that was supposed to go to Nico, Michael insisted on, stuff like that. What did he do to you in your Ferrari days? Was there anything like that going on?
Listen, well, the first year I qualified him in Australia, and I never got to test the car the rest of the year.
Okay.
There was stuff like that which, was not correct, unnecessary. But yeah, he did. He was not the fairest of sportsmen. When they say sportsmanship, I'm not sure that really exists in maybe in other sports it does, but motor racing, your teammate's your biggest enemy in a way.
Yeah. All right. Still, we wish Michael, of course, all the best and his family as well. Eddie, thanks a lot for the interesting insights. Speak soon, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.